All right, time for another one of these. Let's switch to the screen. So, what do I want to do today? First and foremost, just checking out whether I can make the autocompletion a bit better, because last time I was struggling with that quite a bit. And ideally, I want to make it work with VS Code instead of virtual. Instead of just the regular VS 2019, which some people recommended, just because VS Code is a lot faster to boot up, and I'm just used to having these quick editors instead of using fully fledged IDEs, unless it's absolutely necessary. Then hopefully I can just move on to try and procedurally modify mesh in one shape or form, which is sort of partially my sort of experimentation with animation. It's kind of experimenting with animation, because obviously for animation you can just modify meshes. Usually you would try to animate the, what's it called? It's not called a rigid body, but it's like the skeleton of the animation or the model that you would want to animate. And a lot of times that's embedded in the model if it's an FSX. I think it's FSX. Model. Yeah, I think that's the extension. So those ones can have embedded animations that you can just trigger in the Unity engine. But I'm much more interested in just manipulating the mesh itself directly. I kind of have this idea where in VR you could push your hands against the wall and it would bend as if there is a distance. Well, there is a bit of a invisible force rather, where you can push in the wall and it would just bend inwards. So I'm trying to do something like that. Anyway, what else did I do last time? Yeah, so this is the auto-completion bit that I need to look into. Alright, I learned how to nest game objects and have dedicated triggers and then scripts reacting to certain triggers from collision objects or components. This is also like how to refer to certain parent game objects, how to get components, and how to get a rigid body. Yeah. Alright, I need to look into this actually. Couldn't figure out how to make the player push cubes, or otherwise seemingly pushes cubes already. Okay, I'm gonna add that to my Trello board. Figure out how to make the player push cubes and right seemingly works. Perfect. This is another good one. When there are seemingly no other forces involved, only the upward force that I'm applying to a cube is still after a while starts rotating, as if it bumps into something, or like something is weird happening. Anyway, it's just not exactly what I wanted to happen, and I'm also a bit wary when things are not exactly as I'm telling them to be. It's one of those cases when in programming you're more worried when certain things work in certain ways that you don't understand, compared to things just simply don't work and you don't understand them why. It's almost more frustrating when I should have closed that actually. It's almost more frustrating when you don't, when things are working in certain ways and just you don't get why, or when things working or seemingly work, but you don't understand them why. But anyways, I should show this later. So what do I need to do? I need to, let's see, Unity VS Code autocompletion. I think I was on the right track last time, but for some reason it still didn't work. What is this? Omnisharp. Yeah, I have no idea what these hubs are trying to tell me. Yeah, so this was the same thing I tried last time, so let's see if I can actually get it working this time around. I was asking some developer friends of mine who are working with Unity, and supposedly it should be working a lot better. And this autocompletion is not good. But it's ABC here. Word-based suggestions. Suggest names. Right. So this is probably like if there is no actual IntelliSense autocompletion, it tries to just be smart about things, and that's why it offers me just stuff from the code itself. So like this on trigger enter is present here. So it's just essentially it does just collect the symbols and offers you the symbols as they are. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why am I not looked in here? Maybe like this. Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's fine. I just give credit where credit's due. I'm also going to save this because I'm definitely going to need this later. I think it's... Although I can just ignore it for the most part. Anyways. So .NET Core SDK. So it should have the .NET command, right? Is it available in PowerShell maybe? No. It's not Linux. Yeah. So I do have .NET command. Oh, I probably didn't restart that. That's obviously if that was the only issue. So this issue extension from the VS Code Marketplace. Let's see if I have that extension. C#, there you go. Yeah, so I do have this. So I should have IntelliSense go to definition and whatnot. When did I start? I think around 20. Do I see any recording time here? Oh yeah, there you go. So I've started 10 minutes ago. So yeah, started around 25. I don't think this session is going to last more than an hour and a half or two. At least that is my goal. It's about using .NET Core. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, sounds as interesting. So what else do I need to do here? Sort of use code as Unity script editor. That is done already. So what else? It's required to use the Visual Studio Code editor package. It's been removed. Okay, so do I have this Visual Studio Code editor package. Is this because so it says that it no longer generates so-called csproj and sln files, which I think this was complaining about. CRLF, why? Surely that's not a good idea. Anyways, tweet feedback, notifications, spaces. Where do I open up the logs? Maybe if I just close this and open the PS code. Oh, that's just great. Come on now. Okay. Ah, it refreshed itself. Okay. There you go. Show output. And reference assemblies for different were not found. Oh, these are different ones now. Oh yeah, but also it's missing csproj, which I think this article is referring to. Reference assemblies found. Version 4.7.1 were not found. Okay, seems like I don't have the right version for this. Okay. Let's try this. So .NET Framework 4.7.1 is what I need. What do I have? So like .NET, I think, version. Surely this is not the same. That would be a way outdated .NET version. Okay, I can't even download 2.x versions from here. Okay, anyways. Download part pack and runtime, Visual Studio, .NET Framework. Is this what I downloaded? Download pack. What's the difference? This is what I need. I think I'm also gonna run out of space soon enough. How much space do I have? 8 gigs. Yeah, it's not a lot. I do have 50 gigs on my other drive though, so it should be alright. But C drive has some uncanny ability to fill up with junk, whether you install anything on it or not directly. Am I recording audio? Yeah, I think I am. Alright. Oh, 4.8. .NET developer pack. This seems like the iOS equivalent or OS X equivalent of code. I think they call it code on Macs. I remember installing it and it just takes ages because it's a couple gigabytes. Worth. So, okay, do I close this now? Is that it? I think so. Let's try this again then. Okay, now a couple errors. 4.7.1 were not found. Do I need explicitly 4.7.1? Or specifically? Seems like it. But why though? Is it something to do with my setup here? What is happening? Why is it showing random errors when I haven't touched this for like 20 days? Okay. Is there anything here regarding the scripting version? Or is it that it just simply needs that specific version? Let's just try to download 4.7.1, I think. 4.7.1, yeah. I hope these are not too big. Oh, it's already installed. What the heck? What's the problem? It is still not working. Cannot find document for file. I know way too little about C# to figure this out. Something else I need to do here. Can I fix the extension? Are there any settings here I need to do? That's just details reload. Course can save on install. Oh. Extension settings. Okay. Doesn't seem to help. Forgot to set up a timer. I need to take half-hour breaks or so. I'll set one up for like 15 minutes. I think that should be alright. Yeah, that should be alright. It's loading still. 4.6. This is the same thing I downloaded last time. I think it is. Come on. Finally. Yeah, so I do have this already. So I have 4.6, 4.7.1, and 4.8 as well. And things still not working. You should now see code completion section. That was as simple as that. Nope, doesn't work. I'm just gonna start googling these errors into this code to the project. What is his global mono? Okay, so omnisharp, C# configuration, and use global mono. Mono path. Use global mono. Always. Okay. Yeah, it seems like I'm getting the same error still. What's up with the internet today? Cool. File build settings, player settings. Says file build settings. Player settings. Oh, scripting back in mono. That seems like the same thing. .NET 4.x maybe instead of the standard 2.0. Okay. So is it? Yeah, it's doing something. So what's the difference between, alright, seems like it's recompiled. What's the difference between Ultimate 2.0, Standard 2.0, versus 4.x? Oh, there's also scripting, runtime, backend API compatibility. These seem to be all different settings. Ah, there you are. Scripting. Does this change anything here at all? Not yet, it seems. Download package. Okay. Seems to be doing something new. This is C#. What about the omnisharp logs? Okay, yeah, they are still failing. Oops. Still not working. Oh, this is incredibly frustrating. What if I open this up through Unity instead? I'll go here. Does it change anything? Doesn't seem like it. Interesting that this article is already 2 years old, talking about Unity switching to the new C# versions. So C# 6 and compatible versions with .NET 4.x. And this tutorial that Unity wrote and that I imported was still running on the 2.0 versions. I don't have scripting runtime version, I think. How do I find it? I keep opening this up. This is, yeah. Let's see this again. So, build settings, layer settings, layer under configuration scripting. So, layer under configuration scripting backend. That's just mono. Oh, okay. So API compatibility level. I don't have a scripting runtime version. How do I? Scripting backend script. Don't think this is a thing anymore. project generation. Might have to actually cut much of these recordings because it's nothing interesting, just me trying to figure this out and googling instead of doing anything in the editor. I don't want to move forward until I figure this out. I need to figure out what the differences are in Unity screen scenes as well. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is different from scenes in 3JS and other softwares. Yeah, maybe I should somehow fix my command line. This is the exact issue that I'm having. How do they install this? And why do I need to install 4.7.1 when this thing is complaining about a different one? Or maybe when I reinstall this, it changes the global CLI, the global commands. Yeah, let's try to reinstall this. god! How did I do this? Seems to be working now. So let me check out something real quick here. So this was 2.1.1 basically. PowerShell. Still the same. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what fixed this, but seems like now I have autocompletion. Jumping off. It seemed for whatever reason it was installing the 4.7.1 developer pack again after I switched the project to that scripting version, and now I have autocompletion. Okay, so what did I do here? This is there a better way to, or a quicker way to move around into this space here? I wonder, because this is like a bit inconvenient. I'm used to being a lot more precise. Is there a way to... Alright, never mind. When I click on a cube or an object, it actually highlights it. So I have two colliders, a smaller one and a bigger one. I also have a box collider, which I'm not sure if I'm using it for anything. Oh, actually, that's just needed for it to be part of the physics simulation. I will need to figure out what materials are. Don't seem to have any. Alright. So have these colliders. The naming of these things are not the best, but obviously these are just sort of throwaways. So now if I go to RB, okay, so I have some. What if I go RB? What if I go transform? Do I have like a parent here? Interesting. After you can go up here. Wonder what the branch means. That was like properties, and the other ones are the uppercase ones are the methods. That's probably a C# thing. So properties are lowercase, methods are uppercase. I need to start writing these down. Probably should make conclusions. Should be like what I learned. So in C#, properties are lowercase, methods uppercase. I should have known. So these are all uppercase as well. Just never realized. So if I go parent, do I have like a get? Oh yeah, get component with certain type. Oh, nice. See, this is much better. Okay. Do I have like a mass here? Maybe mass, yeah. Compared to, oh right, so it's an object. I can do a couple things here. Okay. This is gonna be much nicer already. So, done away with that. I'm really happy that I can be using VS Code instead of the full Visual Studio stuff. So I'm gonna close all of this down. And actually, just gonna keep this. Okay, careful completion. Make sure the script, the document C# script version is okay for .x. that you have done install. The order seems to be important here. .NET. Is this .NET? Yeah, .NET framework. Python. This should So is omnisharp basically an autocompletion server? Ah, okay. Yeah, alright. I'm not gonna do this. So, right. Actually, I need to take a break. Just a minute or two. Alright. So, another 20 minutes. I'm baking bread. Well, working the dough at the moment. And I need to do it every 20 minutes or so. So, where was I? So now that I got that out of the way, I could probably look into modifying the mesh. Let's see what we have here at the moment. Alright. Okay, that's weird. Why did it stop? I'm pretty sure this shouldn't have stopped. You need to rename these. So this is actually the big collider. And this is the small collider. So this is a trigger, box trigger. Are these scripts? So these scripts are assets. They are just here. Just global. I would assume that you can move these about as well. It's kind of weird. Okay, so what should I do here? This is actually the small one, and this is the big one. Can I rename the script here? Where do I rename it? Find references in scene. That's an interesting feature. Right. So if I do this, find references, can I do the same here? Find references in the same. Yep. So someone's got to go. Oh, can I rename it here? Yes. So find references in scene. So it shows me that it's added to the big collider. Bouncy, I would think. Oh, because I tried to make the. Oh, could this be my issue? Because I remember that. So what is this bouncy do? This is something I tried to do. I don't remember. Yeah, it doesn't remove the script itself. I'm gonna keep this around for now. What about box collider? Is this used anywhere? No. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep this. How about box trigger handler? Right, so this is used for the small collider. What is this fake floor? Updates columns per frame. Alright. Find references. Right. This is the rotating floor I have here. And all that does is basically rotates per frame. Now, this is actually not the right way to do this. I would assume that instead of doing something every frame, which is where then the animation, the rotation animation basically becomes frame dependent. Instead, what you would want to do is do it based on some time deltas, so that regardless of the frame refresh rate, your animation would be the same. Because then if your frame rate, let's say, goes up to 90 hertz or 120 hertz, then this rotation would become really fast, regardless of what you set it here. Where at 60 frames per second and 37 frames per second, if that's what the editor is running in, it looks alright. That's gonna be very different later. So actually, let me try this. Does it give me any indication of the frame rate? Because like this rotates at a fairly regular speed, but at higher frame rates, just because of the way the code is written. This would be different. Ah, there's no jump. I should probably implement the jumping feature. Layer object of the scene. Frame independent investigate. Independent transformations. Okay. Horizontal. Okay. It's actually quite cool and universal the way they implemented this. Alright. So, what is this floor? Fake floor. Seems to be doing something very similar. But this is not used. So, bye bye. Again, something very similar. Can't even click find references to this. Oh, I can. Okay, no reference. So deleting huge floor as well. Jumpy. This was the floor being jumpy. Oh no, this is two different things. I have bouncy and jumpy. Okay, what is this? Yeah, this doesn't make sense. It's deleted. I'm gonna delete jumpy as well. Logo move. I don't know what this is. Is this one supposed to be rotating as well? I don't think it does. Is there something stopping it from rotating? So logo move, if I go to this sign triangle, so I have a box collider on this. For some reason, I don't need that. So this logo move, it's using the same thing as the fake floor, and yet it doesn't seem to. Where does the debug come from? Oh, this is so nice, I can click through this. Okay, so because now I know that this is coming from the Unity Engine namespace, because you see, but it's also showing that these are not in use, so I can delete these. Oh, it's so much nicer if your editor is working. So now I know that I need just the Unity Engine to get this debugging functionality. So logo move, let's just do this. Okay, so should rotate is called. So here, it doesn't do anything. Maybe because it's colliding, or at least that's what I thought, because it has a box collider, and I thought maybe it's colliding with the wall. But I'm not sure. So let's just move this here, see what happens. Still no. What's stopping it from rotating the same way? So I'm sure that this is called. These are not needed. Oh, this is why. So instead of just rotating with fixed values, you would want to use a delta time here. Actually, I need to try this out. So, and just let's move this here. So where is the player? Just move this there. I'm so bad at like moving things in 3D space. I'm not even sure what this bottom collider is. I think really something like this. Let's see. Yeah. Ooh. There's a other cube falls through. Alright, bye bye. Yeah. Let's try to make that rotation frame independent. And let's just get rid of this square. So this has the fake floor script. Actually, let's close this and rename it. So if I go in the project, I have fake floor right here. Or is this an indicator that it's currently being edited? I think so. Anyway, let's rename this to rotating floor. Not the entire, it's not the entire floor actually. So this means that this disappeared. And just gonna open it through here for now. Rotating tile. Cannot be loaded, please fix any issues. Why couldn't it be loaded? Sure it can. Does it work still? No. What happened? It's right here. Rotating tile. Ah, It's not exactly the same sort of refactor functionality that you would expect. It's just literally renamed the file name. Okay, that should work. Let's give it a test though. Yeah, okay. So translate with. So I think translate is more generic function to change position, but rotate should probably still work fairly similar. So let's try to. So when I use vector 3, that is in the Unity engine, I click here, what do I have? So I have down, forward, left, a couple things. What is left? If I go left. These are really just shorthands. So in this case, when I say rotate, does that accept the vector? Oh yes, it does. I will need to take a break again. So this is 1.0 f, while forward seems to be the right one that I need here. So let's say right times delta time and rotate by that much. Oof, what is this? I'm going to duplicate the line. I don't know. To work. So let's try to rotate it right. The right starts with 1.0.0, which I multiply by the delta time, and that should give us something. Let's see. Okay, doesn't work. In contrast, this probably does. So what if I just use this time? Yeah, that's from the Unity engine as well. Delta time. Completion in seconds since the last frame. In seconds. Interesting. Capture frame rate. Oh, this is. Okay. There are plenty of goodies here. Alright. That's interesting. So when I just use vector.right, it seems to work. But when I try to multiply that with the delta time, it doesn't seem to work. What if I multiply this by 2? Is it gonna result in a twice as fast speed or something else? Yep. Actually, maybe I shouldn't use rotate, but instead is translate able to rotate as well. Oh, you can use look at as well and transform to look at another transform target. That's interesting. So this rotate is basically okay. So delta time, it might be actually working, but it's just such a small amount that you don't even notice it. Actually, let's say a dot log the delta time. Is there C# prettier plugin? Be sharper is code. Big sharper. Okay, never mind. Not as important. So go float the Unity engine object. Oops. Oh, because that's just an object context. Okay, that's just not gonna work. Need to. How do you use string concatenate? Is it with a plus? Yeah, it's with a plus. Okay, so let's see the console. It's cleared out. Try this again. Alright, yeah. I mean, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny thing. So it actually rotates properly, but incredibly slowly. Okay. So I need to multiply by that quite a bit so that I can actually work with it. But it will work. So you just need to scale this up by tenfold probably. What happened? Okay, slightly faster. And the interesting part is that this is now time dependent, not frame dependent like this other one. But basically to get, well, okay, so to get the same thing, we basically need to scale it up to 1, which it was before. So I should rotate this, hold on. Oh, I'm not logging it anymore. Still curious. Okay, so 3.00. So you see, like the time deltas between frames can vary a bit already, which means to have a smooth animation you need to base it on this. Because between 2 frames, basically each frame could have advanced the animation at a different rate. So, because the frames could have been processing longer or not. So this is in seconds, 0.04 seconds and 0.05 seconds. So that's the time delta between 2 frames, which means that that's like 0.0. That's basically milliseconds. So 5 milliseconds. So currently Unity is rendering with 5 milliseconds, which means that it will be greater than 60 frames per second. Are we rendering at 200 frames per second at the moment? Could be. Okay, so it essentially means that actually I think I have a. So here's delta time, and I have capture frame rate. Let's try to load it as well. Zero. What? Doesn't make any sense. Do I have a frame rate here somewhere? Frame count. That's the total number of frames, render frame count, real time, capture data time, time scale. Kind of curious about this one as well. Well, should be actually able to calculate the FPS. So data time is in milliseconds, and it seems to be in milliseconds. And then that means how do I calculate this? So if I have 0.005, go. Okay. 1005 milliseconds. Divided to so basically 1000 divided. Oh, cool. Divided by. Okay, this is really maybe scientific one. Okay, yeah. 1000 divided by 1000 times 0.005. Yeah. Or just need to divide it with 1, it seems. So I get the same number if I say 1 divided by 0.5. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So it's sort of jumping between 70 and 200. Still, the rate of this rotation is constant. Interesting bit is though, but when I have a fixed value here, what I should see is a very inconsistent speed of the rotation. So like when I have a fixed 1, if the frames are, if each frames are rendered at different times, then that means that I'm advancing the rotation. So each like rotation happens with a different speed. But it might be just that it's such a small difference that I don't even see it. It's humanized. Oh. It's line that's perfectly constant. Even though I don't think it should be. Oh, no. See? There was a little... Yep. Sometimes it's slightly slower to rotate, sometimes it gets faster. And that's all because of the frame rate changes, which it doesn't have to, because it doesn't use delta. I think if I'm like giving the engine more work, and that should affect the rotation. Running around. Okay, that's very interesting. Anyways, so this is the FPS. Start to count. I'm not sure why frames are rendered at such different rates though. Maybe I should look into that. Okay. So now, if I want the same rotation value, and this was about 200 frames a second, 0.05. Basically, I need to have a multiplier to make that 0.05. Exactly 1. So I need to multiply this by 2 and then 200. Yeah. Basically, I need to multiply it with the frame rate. And then this should have roughly the same rotation that I had before, but this time it's gonna be constant, or frame rate independent. Oh shit, I need to work my good. Yep. Perfect. Very, very good. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of these for now. And I could probably do something like this as well. Although I should probably do it with single vector. I don't know. Because it just overrode it. Okay, I should probably do something like this. So rotate this as such. This is basically the same thing. And then x, y, z. So this is the x, and let's make it rotated other way. So x, y. Although, yeah, y should be fine as well. What's happening here? Okay, I'm quite happy with this. Be right back. Alright. Setting a 15-minute break now because my bread is really active. If I can find it, come on. Okay, 15 minutes. So I figured that one out. So conclusion, use time.deltaTime for location and transformation to make time independent animations. That's basically the takeaway. The rest is just me fooling around with these values. Okay. So let's look into why this is not rotating, because this should rotate as well. It's actually being called here as well. Maybe there is some sort of setting here which makes it independent from the physics. So it has a different mesh, obviously. There's a mesh renderer. Cyan green. This is default material, the other is cyan green. Transparent. Not really sure what mesh renderers are for. Box collider. Maybe if I enable the box collider, that's gonna make it work. Let's try that. Still nothing. Okay, I'm also gonna move this little thing far away because it keeps messing with me. So that didn't help. No, didn't think it would. Maybe it's something with the transform component. Actually, I can inspect the transform component as I'm playing, I think. So, okay, so the y value is actually changing. And yet. And yet. So let's see. Is there like a rotation? Yeah, there is a rotation there. So why is it not rotating? Let's try to add the same from this. Where do I get the transform from? It's like a global that I can just access. Shouldn't I be getting that component? That's probably the mono behaviors property, isn't it? Behavior component which has transform game object. Yeah, okay. This is why I can access these. I even can access the game object itself and the tags. Oh, so many goodies here. So much better when you have autocompletion. Oh, you can even access the rigid body. Do you want to attach to this game object? Oh, this is so good. So I don't even need this. I can just go rigid body and be done with it. So here. Maybe like this. No? Come. On behavior, component. It's public, so I should be able to maybe with this. Why can I? Obsolete. Ah, okay. I guess. Fine. So let's do this again. Component. Need to keep an eye out for obsolete tags. It's quite interesting how this array syntax is used for making things obsolete. There's a lot of things that are obsolete here. Compare tag. Is this again the game object at that time? Get component in children. Many useful things here. Okay, so did I test this yet? Let's try this. Still not. Maybe it's because it's a prefab. I don't know. I'll exit from the prefab view. I just need to go back. I wonder if... No. I'm sure I'm changing the instance position here. I wonder if I add this to the prefab instead. Would that work? Can I just grab and drop this? Yep. Okay, so now I have this. Let's exit the prefab view. And let's see. Nope. Still not working. So this didn't help. Let's try to just rotate everything I can. It's not static. I'm not sure what a knock loader is. I mean, I have a rough idea because I used it before. This one is rotating as well, isn't it? So this health pickup. It's a variant, not a prefill. What is a variant? Plus equals. Why plus equals? So we get a pickup component, which is I should probably use this. Anyways, this is not what we need. Oh, this is a public property that you override here. It's kind of messy. But what makes it rotate? Maybe just a pickup script actually. So there's a bowling animation going up and down. With the bowling amount, you can set here. With time. Let's just set the transform position and then set the rotation. Rotating speed 360. Space off. Space off. Rotate axis angle. We should try this. Oh, actually, what's the changing the rotation value? Yeah. No idea why I can't rotate this. Tell me why. Oh, maybe it's missing the rigid body. it a bit. Don't use gravity. Just stay in place. No mass. How about this one? It does have a mass. That's pretty much it. I need to look into this, like what the difference is between these collision detections. Let's try now. Come on now. Still no. I'm running out of ideas. Might just have to give up on this. Okay, so I'm giving up on this. I'm not really sure why it's not working. Figure out why the logo is not so effective. I can't form updates. I'm missing something basic here, I think. But let's try to do this procedural.
One of the really powerful things you can
So this one actually creates the mesh itself, but I can access the mesh. So let's say I think I'm just gonna use this copy of this. So there is a tile. I'll call this mesh element. I need a box collider on this. I don't actually need a rigid body either. No need for rotating. Renderer. I do need a new script. Mesh animation. Not actually gonna animate now. All I want to do is just slightly tweak the mesh. So cool. Oh, what's wrong with my internet today? Vertices and triangles. Let's create mesh, update mesh. Mesh clear. So when I'm changing these vertices here, is that like a local property that they created? Oh yeah. So update mesh basically. If there are mesh vertices and mesh triangles, let's try to load those. And I need to get the object first, so to the components. This is like a mesh. Oh. Not sure if this is gonna work. So much touch the mesh expanding to find the access. So how do I access the mesh then? Surely this is a mesh as well. Mesh filter? Seems like I need to get the mesh filter and then the mesh on that. What is a mesh filter? Okay. So now, assuming I have a mesh, or have access to the mesh, also that should rotate, should probably not be a thing. Need to figure this out later. How long have I been recording for? Already 2 hours. Okay. Need to give this a rest soon. So mesh filter, mesh. I should be. So if I don't change the triangles themselves, can I just like change the vertices? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 24. So 24 vertices and 36 triangles. I'm really only interested at this point in the vertices. I don't want to change the triangles themselves because I would have the same amount of triangles, and I just want to change the vertices so that the object sort of animates a bit and changes. So let's see what that vertices is. Oh, it's gonna be a just like X, Y, Z to this. So what if just here change that to 1 1f? Is it like 1.0f? So I set -1, so it's -1 plus 1. Okay. So this should change the first position of the first vertex. Doesn't seem like it changed anything. Where's movement? Not used by anything. Maybe I need to do it this way. So this like updates the vertices. Maybe it's not enough to directly change them. Might have to create a new object altogether. How do I declare a new local variable? Right. So I need to do something like vector3 array vertices. No, it already returns a copy. Okay, so I don't need to clone them. Let's see. There you are. So yeah. Now obviously, so that's the upper part. So obviously from this side there's yet nothing. What this means, right? So this is probably like a stop edge type change. Right. seems like I can edit the mesh after all. That's pretty interesting. So it seems like using that video, I will be able to, well, this is probably the next thing that I'm going to experiment with, just to have maybe on one side, maybe just add some extra vertices and triangles that I can work with, so that I'm going to make like a fat cube, and on one side I'm going to make it like on a sine wave, just like pulse back and forth or something like that. Let's see how it goes. It's actually a bit annoying to stop here, but anyways, that's what it is.